It looks like we're live. Okay. Wait for a couple of people to get here until we start. Come on. Okay. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? I am Anthony Mastracci with The Next Gentleman, and this is The Next Gentleman Live. This is episode 3. I'm so glad that you're here joining us. We've got so many cool people. We've got 3 really cool people that I know and love. So I'm really excited to get to know one of them for the very first time. The other 2 I've known for a little bit. We've got James Costa, the co-founder and designer of Nifty Genius, one of my favorite menswear brands. We've got George LaBoda from Atlas & Mason and Gents Lounge. I'm really excited to meet him. He's got a really cool beard. And my old-time friend, we've been friends for, I think, just over 2 years now, 10 years now. It's been like a decade. Mike Mojica, he is the inspiration for me and how, oops, sorry, I gotta mute all of these notifications for you guys. Sorry about that. He's the inspiration of why I love to dance. He's a very good friend of mine. So without any further ado, let's get this going. I love that theme music so much. So first, I want to introduce my guest. He is the designer and co-founder of Nifty Genius. He is one of the coolest guys, despite rooting for the Yankees, even though that's like his calling card. I'm going to give him a pass on it. Let's bring on out my buddy, James Costa. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. You know, I don't even watch baseball. That's the funny thing. I'm not a baseball fan at all. I just lived in New York for several years. My family's from there, so
try not to get mugged, huh?
I've taken a lot of flack for this hat over the years. So I'm pretty used to it. So you can really bring whatever you need.
You know what? The monochrome, I will say, the Yankees logo looks great. Black and white looks good on everybody. I'll give it to him. Pinstripes on a suit, at least. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. James, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm really excited to interview you and get to know you a little bit better from your journey, and then a little bit more about Nifty Genius, because I know you guys have been doing a couple of things recently. The first thing I want to say, though, is that Nifty Genius just dropped a really cool line of face masks during this pandemic, and I want you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Look, you know, nobody expected this situation to come up. We definitely had a little bit of a heads up, but we were all pretty surprised by it. We had no intention of ever really making any kind of PPE at all. But the situation did come up. We did have to deal with it. And we had the opportunity for a lot of our factories that were coming to us asking, is this anything that we would be interested in? You know, my wife is a respiratory therapist. So I actually discussed it with her before I even discussed it with the company. She thought it was a great idea. And we actually had a lot of great fabrics that I thought would make sense to do something a little bit more than the norm. So yeah, we made these masks out of some of the fabrics that we have from the collection, added a little pocket on the inside so you can actually put a surgical mask on the inside as well. And, you know, really wanted to also do something for the community in terms of first responders, et cetera, frontline heroes, if you will. So we donate 1 for 1. And we've been doing it since February. And I'll be honest with you, thank God we did, because there weren't a whole lot of things happening in terms of sales back in late January, early February, and March.
People were panicking. We didn't know what to do. And
yeah, of course.
Yeah, times like that, people, you know, I mean, you know, I've only lived through, I think, 1 pandemic, I think 2 stock market crashes, but 1 pandemic, thankfully. And people just tend to hang on to stuff, and, you know, and understandably so. But these masks are fantastic. And the one thing I like is that they're dual layer, and they do have the pocket inside. I've been scoping the CDC website, and they are saying that a triple layer is good, but you want to be able to replace that filter or wash it or something along the lines of that. So I think that's really great. I got a shot of you actually right here. Let's get this up on the screen. So tell us what's going on here.
No, I have a gigantic chandelier above my desk, and just had the phone down on the desk one day and took a shot because the team said we need a shot of you in the mask because we're gonna start marketing these things. So they got Jared in one, they got me in one, and then the marketing team kind of took their own individual photos. But yeah,
I think that's cool. So you've got 4 different kinds on the website. You've got just like a solid black. But then, and I've actually got some, I ordered some online, and I've got them here with me. You've got this really nice floral kind of Hawaiian print, I think you call it.
Yep.
And then you've got this cool micro floral, and it's like a white or like an off-white and a blue.
Yep.
And then you've got this beautiful green right here. And I love that you chose neutral colors. Why did you pick these 3 prints though? Was there any rhyme or reason to that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, I'm going to be really transparent here just because I always am. That was collection fabrics that we had that made sense for what we were wanting to do. So we had excess fabric. So we're actually being extremely efficient in terms of our fabrications. We were going to either do pocket squares, ties before this whole thing happened with that. And now that got repurposed into the masks. Now what we're going to do is we just are pretty strong about this not really going anywhere. I feel like wearing masks is going to be a pretty mandatory thing for the foreseeable future. So same fall. Fall, we're going to do the same thing, repurposing those fabrics. We're also making pillows and some other things that are now going to be coming out, which was kind of always slated. But that just goes back into sustainability. That's a big thing for us. It always has been. I think you know about the labeling. Yeah. In terms of the ultra suede and that whole thing and recycled poly, et cetera. So, because that's really always been our thing, this made a whole lot of sense for us.
I think that's fantastic. We've got somebody saying super cool styles. Kevin Caliber, who was actually on the show last week. Kevin was an old tight end, defensive lineman, linebacker. We were talking about football earlier.
Nice.
Let's see. We've got Cece saying, "What's up, Master Amazing? Thanks for donating."
Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh, hi, Cece.
She was the one that actually
say, who's that dude right there? But it sounds like okay. So you had one plan, you had to pivot, and now it's become this really successful line of masks. And we'll be seeing seasonal masks, it sounds like you're saying, with seasonal prints.
Yeah, we're going to continue to make those. We just think that there's going to be a need for it. There's going to be a demand in terms of, I believe, local governments, et cetera, making it mandatory in terms of going in and out of places. So we're just going to kind of keep that moving. Yeah.
It sounds like, okay, so Nifty Genius is making some moves, and there was one big move you made recently. Very bold, very bold. You pulled out of retail. You pulled Nifty Genius out of retail.
That's right.
But you did it to give back to the consumers.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's tough to ever know a brand's long-term, 10-year plan, if you will. Our plan was always to eventually pull out of wholesale. We were going to keep, a small collection, a handful of retailers, which we're still doing. Okay. But we were going to do that eventually. We don't know if we would have had to revise the price point at that point. However, because of what happened, because of COVID-19, for us to do that and then still take that margin didn't feel right. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that probably would have always been hanging over my head and kind of weighing on me and the company. So we made the decision, look, if we're going to pull out of that channel, rather than keep that margin, why not pass that along back to the consumer? So, roughly 30 to 40% now reduction in terms of price point.
That's huge.
Yeah, and we've already experienced our best month of the year because of it. I think it's the way to go. I think it's smart. I think it's was the plan eventually anyway in terms of just having that channel. And now we're really just concentrating on our community of customers. Give the people what they want, and they are happy.
It sounds like that's incredible. So, like, for example, you were I love your chinos.
Yeah.
The JP chino.
Yep.
How much was that, and how much is it now?
It was about $139, and now it's roughly $109. So, like I said, approximately a 30% reduction in terms of cost.
Okay.
We didn't keep any of that. We just passed it right along. And we didn't always have a big margin at wholesale anyway, which was because we were going to eventually pull out of that channel. So for us, it was almost more boots on the ground, if you will.
This is a brand awareness type of thing. Here's Nifty.
Yeah.
That was a nifty idea. It was a nifty idea from a relative genius. That's what happens when I try to be funny, apparently. So that's incredible. And I'm sure your customers, like you said, are freaking out. They're going crazy. You've had the best month all year that you've had all year, which is incredible. But I wanted to ask you, in the times of COVID, how hard is it to work from where you live? Now, for the people at home, James used to live in the Los Angeles area. He ran Nifty Genius out of downtown LA. The showroom's still downtown Los Angeles. It's super fun to visit. It's kind of like my ideal apartment, just kitchen, concrete, bricks, and then clothing everywhere. It's insane. But James, something happened. You found out you were going to have a kid.
Yeah. And
you moved to Colorado. How hard, two questions. How hard has it been to run the company from another state and having to make the kind of moves that you have? And then also, what is it like to run a business like this after becoming a dad? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. Let's unpack everything that you asked. That was a lot. First and foremost, when I was at my prior job as a design director of Jack's New York, that corporate was in New York, and I was actually designing out of LA, so I was separated from that environment. Mm-hmm. So I became kind of used to being siloed, which was great. I was originally going to move to where my business partner is located. There's Jared Cook. He actually plays for the Saints. He lives in Atlanta full time. And I was going to open up a studio there. So the idea after I found out I was going to have a son was always to do that. And I was going to hand the reins off, the CEO position, to Shanita, who is the current CEO. But kind of through old friends and old colleagues and old business partners, I found and landed in Colorado. It was a little closer to where my wife grew up and lived in Pasadena. And I think it just was a smart move in terms of wanting to raise a family not in LA or New York, which was something I said I would never do. And I lived in Atlanta in the past for 6 years, so it just really made a lot of sense. But we love it here. It's been incredible. I can design literally from anywhere in the world because I use a program. Actually, it's a company that I also work with now, Backbone. That platform that I use to design the collections, and I've done so since inception, allows me to be anywhere and still achieve the same level of success. So this just made sense. It's beautiful here. It's incredible, actually. The scenery, the people, and just the lifestyle. It's definitely slower than LA and New York, that's for sure.
Oh, I can imagine. And as far as being a dad and being a co-founder of this amazing company, if you had to sum it up in a few words, what's that experience like?
Well, I think you can hear my son crying in the background.
Yeah.
So I think he really says, no, it's amazing. He's awesome.
No words needed.
No, he's, he keeps me on my toes. I have Zoom calls every day. And I usually have to have a disclaimer, right at the onset. Mm-hmm. My son may not like some of the things you're saying. So if you hear him in the background, don't take too much offense. He doesn't like anyone. So, but it's great. I love it. He's a joy, and we're just really getting going. So
that's perfect. James, thanks so much. Real quick, we had a comment from somebody on social media. Is there a website where we can order a mask, James?
Yeah, www.nifty-genius.com. So that's a hyphen between Nifty and Genius. And you can order masks and a lot more.
Perfect. That's incredible. James, thanks so much. Right now, we are going to Brett Hoffer, our friend Brett. He's a stylish kid. I think he's talking about either James.
I don't know if he's talking about me or himself or you. Either way, he would be correct.
Oh, man. All right. So the next person we're going to bring up is a new friend of mine here from Los Angeles. He is the founder of Atlas and Mason, which is an incredible menswear Instagram account, everyone. He's also the founder of Gents Lounge. Maybe you've heard of that from Instagram or YouTube. Let's bring him up here. This is George LaBoda.
How's it going, guys?
George, am I saying your last name right?
Perfect.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that would have been another thing because I've said it twice already. As far as content goes, holy crap, dude, you've got some good content out there. And
Thank you.
Exactly what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about how you started Atlas and Mason, and if that's at all related to the jar that I drink out of.
It is honestly not. I literally found out about that brand of Mason jars post writing the name for Atlas and Mason. I was inspired by brands like Scotch and Soda, and just kind of brands that like flew off the tongue and just sounded like bigger than they actually were at the time, because I was just this little kid with no money trying to start a t-shirt business.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically I was working at Discovery Channel producing a TV show for them for 2 or 3 years, and I just wanted a creative outlet for myself. And I decided to do clothing and leather goods just because every time I went to a store or bought a pair of shoes or something, there was always something that I felt like, oh, if I just changed these 2 things on it, it would be perfect for me. So I decided, I'll take a shot at it and realize how hard it is, one, and also, just make stuff that I personally love and would want to wear for me. And then basically Gents Lounge was supposed to be the blog for the clothing company. And I happened to meet Blake at an event that I threw for the clothing company. And then Gents Lounge ended up becoming the blog, and we kind of separated the two. The blog took off, so we were focusing on what was making us money at the time when we were all broke young kids. So we started to do that full time, and now everything's starting to come full circle. And I think the clothing company is going to come back. Some more accessories are coming back. We're working in some Gents Lounge product in there as well. So we're having a lot of fun right now.
Dude, it's become really successful. It's become really big to the point where, Atlas and Mason, we'll call it the George account, and then Gents Lounge, the good example account, the gentleman's go-to. They've become really huge and something people look forward to seeing every single day, to learn about whiskey, to learn about cigars, to learn about suits, to learn about fits, learn about shoes, and arguably learn about how to keep a friendship for like 6 years.
Yes.
That's awesome. But one thing I want to ask you is, first of all, can you explain what's going on in this photo?
Oh, wow. Wow. Holy crap. Okay. So we had just released our veg tan leather belts, which I'm literally wearing right now. So it has lasted a good 7 years, which is also the problem with the stuff that I made, is that it was too good and no one ever bought a new belt because they still have their old one from 7 years ago. But also, yes, this was my first intro into tailoring. I loved gilt.com. I thought that buying, $700 suits for $350 was a great deal. And then I put them on and I felt like $1 million. I thought I looked like $1 million. And obviously, as you can see from this photo, I did not look like $1 million. My pants are too long. Sorry, what'd you say?
How many bucks do you look like?
I don't know. You couldn't pay me to wear that outfit at that point now, but yeah, probably about $10, maybe 25.
Honestly, I would still take that. You can get probably a week's worth of Starbucks with that amount of money.
No, of course. But the thing about an outfit like that is everybody has that outfit. Like everybody has their first suit that they put on and they feel like freaking James Bond. And then either you learn a little bit about tailoring, you learn how to fit your clothes better, or you don't, and you still feel like James Bond every time you put on that suit, which honestly is both good things for your mentality, because either you feel great in the suit or you realize you want to do a little bit better. So either way.
I remember the first time I had that experience. It was eye-opening. It was actually when I started to work in retail with our next guest, who is coming up. And there's just this certain warmth and energy you get when you put on a suit and you feel the shoulders and you fasten the button, and it's almost like battle armor in a way when it fits properly, and you feel indestructible. But needless to say, George, your style has changed over the last better part of a decade. Today, what's your outlook on getting dressed in the morning? Do you put your pants on one leg at a time like everyone else, or do you have a process that you like to go through?
I jump straight in 2 legs at the same time, always.
No. Acrobat, this one.
But no, I mean, I think I try to dress for the occasion. So, you know, I don't necessarily set out to always wear a suit or always wear a certain, you know, shirt or something. I feel like, what am I going to do that day, and how is what I'm going to wear say what I want to say for that event or for that cause? Like, if I'm going to like a punk rock show, I'm not showing up in a 3-piece suit. I'm showing up in my leather jacket, some distressed denim, some boots, you know, like I'm fitting the vibe. So like, that's what I get dressed for. I get dressed for the occasion. If I know where I'm going to dinner, what I'm doing for the day, and if something needs to be more versatile, sometimes you tone it down a little bit, you know? So that's how I get dressed in the morning.
What if you're going to be on a live streaming show? What do you wear, and how do you choose which pieces you're gonna wear that day?
Well, because I've watched a few of these before, and I see that luckily I didn't get the Hawaiian shirt memo. Thanks, guys. But I figured we were going to go pretty casual. So just wanted to put on a nice button-down Oxford. And obviously, since I haven't had a haircut in 4 months, I'm going to wear a hat for the next foreseeable future until I get a haircut. So
I did the same exact thing, and I think James did the same thing too. James, your hair must be crazy right now.
Sorry. So you do realize that rocket just took off, by the way.
Oh, the SpaceX?
Yeah, they actually finally they got off.
They did.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It entering a new era, which is
they were worried about the weather today too, so I guess
it
worked out.
Yeah, and it's funny, Lola Marie alerted me down there on the on the chat. So I was slightly distracted there for a second, and it looks like it's successful. It's funny, you know. When I was a kid, I lived in Florida, and I used to see the Challenger, you know, that crazy thing. I actually saw that live, but I used to see all of the shuttles take off from there, so it was pretty crazy. That kind of brought back a little bit of nostalgia when I saw that on the bottom right.
This is a
cool.
big moment, and for the 9 people watching, you heard it here first.
Yes.
Big stuff coming though. So George, you're wearing an Oxford shirt, wearing the hat because you needed a haircut, and I see you've got your personal security behind you as well.
Yeah, I'm just covering up a bunch of mess, realistically, with some mannequins. Yeah. So
I gave up on whatever, man.
If I could pick up my desktop and move it to a different corner of my house without unplugging 4 hard drives, I would be probably in my kitchen right now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the life of a video editor, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So one thing that you did recently that I thought was fascinating, and it sounds like you did pretty well, was you did this whole thing called Move 100 Miles for the month of May, where literally you just said you were going to move 100 miles and track. Yeah. Tell everyone how it went.
So my buddy Jamar, John the Baptist on Instagram, he was running all of April, and I was like, wow, that's super cool. And then the end of April, I decided I'm going to try running. So stupid me, I decided to jump in and do 5 miles a day for a week straight while running 0 miles ever before. So I legitimately, I got into it. I was feeling good. I was really sore, but I was like, whatever, I can push through. So then my friends were running and I was like, look, I need motivation. I can't do this. I can't push myself personally for a whole month. But I was like, let's try to do 100 miles in a month. I honestly was hoping to get 50, and I was hoping we would just, do half of that and I'd be happy. But honestly, we got 13 guys, and literally I think 9 of them have completed the 100 miles already, and the rest of them are like 5 miles away. So they're going to be finishing today and tomorrow. And then we just set it up to go in June again. So if you guys want to jump in, add me on the Nike running app and we will get you in there. The whole goal is to just move. You don't have to worry about your mile times. Like if you're walking the dog, track it. If you walk the dog for 2 miles, track it. So like, it's not about getting faster, or it's just about seeing if you can move 100 miles with your friends. And we ended up having a little friendly competition with it. And me and Parker York Smith got very, very competitive. So we both finished in 19 days. I finished about 7 hours ahead of him, but yeah. So I honestly, like, I wasn't a big runner. I always mentally wanted to do a marathon just for the mental aspect, to see if I could push myself to do something like that. And I honestly didn't think it was that possible. I thought I would suck at it. I thought it would take me 6 hours. And after doing this 100 miles, I'm like seeing if I can sign up for triathlons. I'm like going to learn how to swim now. So I think if you just put your mind to something and challenge yourself, you'll realize you have a lot more potential, even if you don't believe in yourself.
George, when you're done moving around, would you rather have a nice cold glass of water or a nice room temperature or mildly cold glass of whiskey?
After a run, water for sure.
Okay. How about after the shower and once you've changed?
I tend to drink when an occasion, like when I get dressed for an occasion, I tend to drink what's appropriate for the occasion. So usually I tend to drink Friday, Saturdays, and then maybe a little bit on Sunday. Like I try to keep the weeks very, very clean and eat as healthy as possible, and then let myself do what I want, for the Friday, Saturday, just to live a little bit. Yeah. So it's been a good balance. But if you had to choose whiskey or water for life, I guess I'd probably go whiskey because it's delicious.
In hindsight, the question probably was not a good one, considering how much you've been running. You would be an alcoholic at this point. But you are quite the whiskey connoisseur. Give me one or two of your favorite types of whiskey, your favorite brands. What are you drinking right now?
So I always tell everybody that Four Roses small batch is the best deal in bourbon. It's a phenomenal bourbon, and even in LA you can get it for like $31 a bottle. In Kentucky it's like $25. It's phenomenal. You don't feel bad about putting in a cocktail, but you can sip it neat. You can sip it on the rocks. It's beautiful. I really like this company called Bruichladdich, and basically they're kind of doing some very interesting stuff with whiskey that mostly only winemakers had done in the past, which is focus on terroir. So they'll make the same exact whiskey with 100% Scottish barley versus barley from just this one single island. And they'll do the same process, same barrel aging, same everything else, but you can see what difference just the barley makes by being grown on a different part of Scotland. So, it's very interesting stuff. It's like nerd stuff, which, even if the whiskey isn't good, I'm still interested in hearing and tasting the differences that one piece of the puzzle makes. And there's like 30 things you could change about a whiskey to make it taste different. So when you keep everything the same and just change that one piece, it's interesting to see how it affects the taste.
I think that's incredible. It's whiskey is. I never used to be a drinker. I'm just gonna say that. I really wouldn't consider myself a drinker, but there's a certain sensation. There's a certain sense Whoops. There's a certain sensation, the mouthfeel to a whiskey that it's almost like a war zone in a sense. It's fiery and it's cold. It's like northern Russia, and you contemplate life for like a microsecond, and you become small, and then reality sets back in. So that's one thing that I do enjoy occasionally. You know, right now I'm like a cider guy, and I'll have like a spiked seltzer with like dinner, you know, whatever. I'm that guy. I like
Claws
it.
out.
Right? Claws out. No, I'm not. I don't do that in public. Nobody should do that in public. That would go viral. More viral than the Corona. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But
it makes seltzer now too.
It's a good time. Would you say the brand again that if you're going to recommend one to everybody watching, what is that?
Four Roses if you're just looking for something to drink every day, and then if you want something interesting, Bruichladdich, which is like BRUILADDCICH or something. It starts with a BRU, and it'll probably autocorrect if you just put Scotch in after that. So.
Luckily, everybody watching is on some kind of device, so I'm pretty sure they can Google. George, thanks so much for the recommendation, dude. I'm so glad to have you here. It's been great getting to know you. And once this whole thing is kind of the dust has settled, you know, however much it can, you know, we got to get together and we got to have a glass and meet up with a couple of other friends and make some stuff happen, dude.
Come over. We'll barbecue and drink whiskey.
Oh God, that sounds perfect. James, you come back to LA for a couple of days and we'll make it happen.
I mean, me and James have been planning a barbecue for like 4 years. So
barbecue, golf, a number of different things. And what do you think about Basil Hayden?
I love Basil Hayden.
It's good. Right?
I mean, it's good stuff. I definitely. It's one of those whiskeys that I'll drink when, you know, it's like a choice, but I don't think I would pick it up for me. It's not on my shelf, but I do enjoy it when it's around.
Nice. Yeah, I just experienced that for the first time recently, so I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and whiskey's such like a, you know, personal thing. There's no one can tell you what's good whiskey except for your own tongue. So if you like it, it's good. If you don't like it, it's bad. I don't care how much you spend on it. I don't care what the label looks like. I don't care about the story behind it.
Right.
If you like it and it tastes good to you, it is good whiskey.
Agreed.
You heard it here. George, thanks so much. Right now, we're actually going to bring out our next guest. He is a longtime friend of mine. We first met when I started working at a local Nordstrom back in Massachusetts. He is such an inspiration to me as far as self-expression and fashion, and he's just one of the funniest guys that I know. Let me introduce to you my friend Mike Mojica.
What's up, guys? Hey, man.
What's up, Mike? How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Hanging in there, you know?
Yeah. I can see all four of us are in the Hat Club today.
That's right.
Yeah. Mike, thank you for joining me today, all the way from Massachusetts. Dude, it's you know, I miss you. I haven't been able to see you the last couple of times I've been home, but I'm really happy that we're able to connect this way. And I'm really excited to introduce everybody out there to you.
Thanks, brother.
Mike,
I appreciate it, man.
The first thing, we got a couple of highs from home.
Hey. Angela. What's up? How you guys?
Mike,
awesome.
Mike is pretty popular in my familial circle. Mike, first thing I want to say is that you are one of the fiercest competitors I've ever met. You go hard, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You play hard and you talk smack too. And I absolutely love it. You're an entertainer.
Yeah,
you play flag football. And what position do you play and where do you play? And tell us a little bit about your experience with that.
Yeah, so it's good. So I play for a team called Solo Touch. We're from Lowell. It's really a 9-on-9 man team. It's a contact sport. So it's a good time. I love that. And then also do an indoor league as well. It's more non-contact, and we play for a team called 45.
Cool.
You know, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, man. It's a competitive team. You know, it's fun, and I'll just tell you, it's great cardio. You know, so you always need some cardio. You know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I definitely chalk a little smack. You know, just a little bit, nothing crazy. You know.
A little bit. I'm pretty sure I heard you say you were going to kill somebody's family if they threw the ball to you.
No. It's like Darrelle Revis. I just say, you know, it's just island. You can't do that. Lockdown over here. You can't. You know, don't bother.
You're a ferocious competitor, and Mike, you're pretty good too.
Yeah.
You were in the running for defensive player of the year, and a couple all-star teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I've been playing since I was 17 years old, man. So 33 now. You know. I'm not gonna lie, I feel it in my legs now. I'm feeling everything. But yeah, you know, it was good. I had a good year, you know, a couple years ago. So, you know, I just one of those guys that just, you know, it's just fun, man. It's a good time. I can't complain. I love it.
You're getting that veterans contract now.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know,
guaranteed money. That's some
I'm gonna have to retire at one point. I'll tell you that.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. If there's one thing I know about you, it's how stubborn you are.
Oh yeah, I see that.
You're not going anywhere. But Mike, you got me into football in a time where I really wanted teamwork and I wanted camaraderie, and I thank you for that. And it is great cardio. It's incredible cardio despite the bruising that it comes with, and the one time that it actually broke my back. Different episode.
Yes. That was bad, man. It wasn't even during a game either. It was during practice, I think. Out of all things, remember?
I'll never forget that, dude. I was throwing the ball. I was wanting to play quarterback. You know, I'm a thrower. I'm a thrower, not a goer, dude.
That's right.
And I know that sounds like mildly sexual, but let's keep it in.
That's what she said, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I think you might have coined that before Michael Scott on The Office did. I got that from you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was throwing a pass, and all of a sudden the actual quarterback came over and said, "Hey, go run a hitch," and it did. And apparently, running a hitch doesn't involve rupturing your discs. So for that, but let's get back on the happy train over here.
That's right.
Cardio, Mike, you are one of my biggest inspirations for self-expression. You're a dancer. As long as I've known you, you have been the guy that goes to clubs, goes to bars, goes to lounges, and not to pick up chicks, not to meet people, but to dance, and good too. I actually, before we get into this, I have a clip that I want to show everybody at home.
Terrible.
And let's do you want to tell everybody at home where we got this clip?
Is it the Cape Cod one?
I think it is.
Oh yeah. So we're doing some karaoke, I think, before that. But they played some music, and we just, you started recording me. I didn't realize it until after. I was like, oh geez, he's recorded me. But it's funny. You got to watch it, I guess.
This was we just happened to be in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, vacationing from Nordstrom for a couple of days. And we happened to land at this local dive bar that was doing like a dragioke night.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dragioke's awesome.
Yeah, it was dope. It was so dope.
Her name was Liza Lott, I think. And honey, she told the truth.
Oh yeah.
But let's show everybody at home exactly what we're talking about here.
Let's do it.
As long as I am with you, my heart continues to dream. We never stop. He don't talk to the way strong and so passionately. We never stop. Even when I break, such a passionately. You gave me a chance, I was taking sunshine in the dark, but I'll wait.
No, oops.
Right.
Thought that clip was a little longer.
Yeah.
Mike, you are not afraid of anything, but from what I understand, it wasn't always that way. Tell us a little bit about your journey from of dancing from the beginning to where we are now.
Yeah, man. I mean, in high school, I was always a shy kid, so I never really expressed myself dancing. But anyways, I remember one time I went out dancing with my friends. I seen everybody dancing, having a good time, and I just, it was just that anxiety feel of like, oh man, should I do it? It's like stage fright. Should I do it? And out of nowhere, I just like everything just went, just dissipated from me. It just went, I don't know what happened. It just disappeared, and I just started dancing. And after that, people were like, "Hey, you're good, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I am pretty good, actually." And then I started doing my thing after that, man. And I always tell people, man, you got to live your life as best as you can, even just little things like that. Sometimes dancing just makes you forget things that are going wrong. Especially even during COVID. Like all those negative things. But when you start dancing, you just forget about it. You just enjoy it. And also another thing, it's great cardio. So you can't go wrong with cardio. That's what I always tell people. Cardio is great. And that's the whole point about it. Just forgetting. And just enjoying life as much as you can, especially with friends and family. Just having fun, man. That's all it is.
That's incredible. I mean,
yeah.
I was in the same kind of boat. I remember when I first met you, you would always invite me out to the Boston clubs and, hey, come out with this. You got to come out with this. You got to come out with us.
Yeah.
And I think I just kept saying no for probably a good 6 months because, what was I going to do? I was tired. I was a student. I was working full time. And, I saw the bar scene as just a place where people would go drink and rub like their organs on each other. And that's all I thought it was. Like, that's what I thought it was. And then I went out with you. And I said, holy shit, like there's something to this. And once you get in there and you hear the music and you feel it and you can feel the bass, you get charged up and you just start going. It's addicting. You can't stop. And I learned that from you. And I thank you for that, Mike. Are you still dancing? Like, I know we have COVID, but right before, are you still going out and dancing, doing your thing?
That's the thing. I'll never stop. Like, I always tell myself, if I'm like 60 years old and I have a wife, I'm going to tell her, we're going to have that one night out. We need to go out dancing. It's part of life for me. Like it's my passion. I love doing it. I'm not sure I can move the same, but I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do it at least once in a blue moon. You got to have your time for yourself. And that's my time for myself.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man.
I want to show everybody at home a picture. It's nothing weird. It's actually it's hung on my walls in every apartment I've been in. But here's the three.
That's dope.
So this is awesome. No, I'm just kidding. This is baby Anthony with Mike and our friend Shay right on this side over here. Mike used to come visit us in Somerville, and we used to go out dancing, maybe not in these clothes, but we would change and put on some dress clothes and just go hit the town. And we went to this one place called Bond at the Langham Hotel in Boston. And I want to tell everybody what we used to do over there.
Oh man, that was our place, dude. Like it's like, so it's, like I said, it's more of a casual, not casual, but it's more of a dress up place, good atmosphere. It was just lounging, hanging out. That's what you do at a lounge. You just hang out. But for us, people used to call us the Backstreet Boys because, we would come in a group and we would just start the party up. I remember I heard you say before, like we should have definitely got paid for this. We would just like, we would just break it down. Everybody would just be like, "Oh, you could dance here?" And like, no one knew about that, and we just had everybody going. And that's what it is, because I don't know if I told you back in the day, I used to be a part-time hype man. So like I knew how to do this, So it was a fun time, man. And that's all it is. I like to see people have fun and just enjoy their time when they have it. You know what I mean? Because, we work a lot. We do a lot of crazy things like that. So it's like, when we have time, just enjoy it, man. That's what we did. We always enjoyed it, no matter what.
It's like the ultimate release.
That's right, man.
The thing is, though, Mike, at Bond, you had a system.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a system. And I don't want to, you got to tell everybody.
So, I would just scout the place, kind of scope it out, just see what's going on. I'd be like, all right, guys, it's fun. It's a good spot for us to dance, see what crowd we can get going first and, go from there. So, we would just see what party's going on. We see a birthday party, maybe you see a bachelorette party, whatever it could be, and so we just kind of hang out in the area, maybe, we hear like a song come on or whatever, I'll go first. I'll break it down a little bit. Then you would go, then Shay, then Polly. And then we just all do like a whole line together and just start doing a movement together or something funny like that, we just break it down. And people would just go crazy over it. Be like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is a show. They hire us, people like just, it was awesome, man. And then people just jump in with us. Yeah, dude. And then people would just jump in with us, be like, "Oh, can I dance with you guys?" I'm like, "Of course you can. Have fun. We're just having fun, And it was awesome, man. Such a fun time,
Like
throwback days, though.
It's infectious when people see other people. George is laughing. Thank you. When people see other people dancing, you can't but help to want to do it too, because
Of
it
course.
looks fun and it is fun. And maybe they need that release too.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to touch upon real quick, Mike, we know that you are not afraid to be yourself. And one of the things I've always admired about you is that you're a guy who keeps a white suit in the trunk of his car just in case.
Oh yeah, man. Always have backups.
That's the thing. Tell me about your sense of style and what makes it Mike Mojica.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, I follow everybody. Like, I watch you, Anthony, how you dress, and like get an idea of you. And I may take a little bit from you. I'm not gonna lie, but I always believe you got to be the peacock in the room, man. Like, you always just got to stick out just a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't have to do too crazy. Maybe a little too crazy, but I'm always ready for an occasion, man. No matter what it is, I don't care if it's a birthday party at a family's house or a friend's house. I'm the guy that always dresses up. I'm just always prepared. So if something happens, hey, let's go to the bar. I'm already ready to go. You know what I'm saying? This is how I am.
Ready to go.
But I always,
you're always dressed to the nines.
That's right. I'll give you an idea. Like, ready? So you got the detail here, right? The flower detail here, right? The leopard, the red hat, and then hold on. Let me get my shoes off real quick. So even these see Louboutins right here.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm always about detail, gold, and it fades into leopard, right? So that's what the whole detail is right here. Yeah, man. Just little details. I love detail. That's what I'm about is detail.
There's something about you that screams combination of like Michael Jackson and Bruno Mars. You know what I mean?
I love that. I
know you're going to take
that
that as a compliment, but like,
I'll take that.
Totally you.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
see. Somebody says Mike has not changed.
That's my buddy Andy. That's so funny.
Andy, you're right,
That's
man.
awesome.
He is who he is, and we're better
That's
because
funny.
of that. We are better because of that. Mike, thank you so much for allowing me to introduce you to everybody out there. But now I think it's time to play a little game. We played it in the first episode, and it's back from popular demand. We're going to play Two Truths and a Lie. The four of us, we have all prepared a couple of facts about ourselves. I know I have mine. Mike's got his. James wrote down his in his brain. And let's see. How should we disperse this? Who should go first? Should we go alphabetically? Should we go by order of appearance? Should we go by who has the most hair?
If we do that, I'm going last.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. Who wants to go first?
I can roll off.
All right, James.
What am I going to do? I'm going to do all three, the two truths and one lie, or
You're gonna say all three, stone cold face, and you're gonna try to stump us.
Got it. All right. First, I was hoisted above the crowd in 1997 when number 2 Florida State beat number 1 Florida to put Florida State into the national championship. Second one, I took 4th in the World Science and Engineering Fair when I was 18. And the third one is I became a member of the CFDA, which is the Council for Fashion Designers of America, in 2005. 2 truths, 1 lie.
Okay.
How's it go? Do we pick?
Let's talk, we got to talk about this, guys. We got to talk about this. Okay. Hoisted above the crowd.
Like crowd surfed? Like is that what we're going with? Like you were just like passed around?
Like
or they just lifted you up specifically?
Like the crowd rushed the field and picked me up.
Okay.
Did you play?
In this scenario, I was on the Florida State football team in 1996 and 1997.
Okay.
That would be the season that I would have to have played for this to be a truth.
I don't know how old you are.
I think it's number 1, man. I think that's a lie right there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that.
I was gonna say that too.
Okay.
That the one that seems the most believable is always the lie.
Yeah. Right. Oh man.
Okay. I think it.
I don't even know what to say to any of that.
If you're watching, Cece, if you're watching. No, I'm just kidding.
Cece will not tell
Cece
you.
would know. She won't. Yeah. Of course, she won't tell us. She's a ride or die, man.
We will not tell you.
If we all pick one of us has to be right.
That's true, but then one of us will have an advantage to win. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Are we
think
doing a point system? Are we doing a point system too?
we're doing a point system.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
James.
Can we put money on this then?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's put a round of drinks on it.
Okay.
Done.
Fine,
Done.
Fine.
All right.
So what's the lie?
I think this, James, no offense. I think the science fair is the lie. I think the science fair is the lie. Let's lock in our answers. I'm going B, Mike.
One. A.
I'm
I
going
should say.
football, unless the year that you are talking about the CFDA is different. But I'd say number one.
What do I do? Should I reveal something to show?
James, I'm gonna put you in the spotlight, and I want you to tell everybody.
Well, first I'm going to show this.
No.
Is that
No
you?
way.
That's me.
That's awesome, man.
So 1996-97 season, I was on the Florida State football team. We were not supposed to beat Florida by any means. They were beating every team by roughly 30 to 40 points that year. We were number 2, but it was just not supposed to even be a contest. And we ended up winning the game 24-21. And my fraternity brothers were part of the thousands of people that rushed the field. And they somehow found me and hoisted me up. I hadn't played it down, mind you. They hoisted me up, and an AP photographer for the Associated Press saw the perfect picture and took it.
Boom.
And I was sharing number 10 with Dan Kendrick, who was the backup quarterback at the time. So the next morning when I came, when I woke up, I had received a number of phone calls, and I was to go pick up the paper that morning. And when I got to because I don't know if you remember this, back in the day they used to have, when you have newsstands, they'd have all the papers lined up. Every single paper had that image on the front. And that was my 15 minutes, if you will. And the second, the other two were true. So the second the second one was true. The last one, I'm not a member of the CFDA.
No.
George almost gave it away when he's like, the one that's the most obvious is always the lie.
Yeah.
So that was the lie.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man.
Well,
So cool.
crap.
Damn.
All right,
Oh shit.
James.
Got the scoreboard up.
Shoot. Shoot.
So how's the score work if nobody got it?
Advantage, James. You've got 3 more tries to crush us. And for anybody watching right now, if you want to guess too, please do help us out. Okay, we'll go in order of appearance, minus myself.
Okay.
George, go for it.
All right. You guys ready? All right. So number 1, I took dance classes growing up, tap, jazz, ballet, the whole 9. Number 2, I once tried out to be on MasterChef. And number 3, I've been skydiving 3 times.
Yeah, the one that's believable is the lie, except all of those are believable.
Yeah.
James, you have known George longer than both Mike and myself. Weigh in on this.
Well, I could see George definitely wanting to try out for MasterChef, and I could probably see him actually doing it. The only problem is I feel like
This is tough.
yeah, I feel like the last one also makes sense. He seems adventurous. I just don't know if he's been 3 times.
But
May have been twice. See, that's the thing. Like a small thing like that can change the whole thing, make it very easy to lie. So I would specifically say the last one is the lie because it's very easy to manipulate and sound like the truth.
okay, good logic. Mike, what do you say?
I feel like it's number 2. The reason why, I mean, he likes to dress up, man. He doesn't want to get his clothes dirty, So I'm saying number 2, man. Number 2. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta go with number 1. I feel like I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you did, and this is a turning point in our friendship. I don't know. I'm going to put you on the spot, and I want you to reveal them. Ready? Here we go.
So number 3 was the lie. I've never been skydiving. I probably won't ever be skydiving. I did try out for MasterChef in a suit, and my mom enrolled me in dance classes from when I was 4 years old until I was about 13. So I have very good balance, took tap, jazz, ballet, and then ended up doing like acrobatics because I wanted to do front flips, and my mom wouldn't let me be a ninja. So there you go.
I could see you trying out for MasterChef. I just feel like that's in your blood, the arts, the whole thing.
I just wanted to see if I could do it. I made it to the 3rd round too.
Hey,
that doesn't surprise me.
That's awesome.
So who got it right, James?
Yeah, James got it right.
Yeah.
James,
Never been skydiving. I shouldn't have put 3 times.
3 times.
I should have put I've been skydiving.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Everybody at home. Let's see. Somebody said 3. Lola, you're a genius. All right. We're on to Mike. Mike.
All right.
Let's have it. 2 truths and a lie, my man.
All right. So let me see. I never broke anything in flag football. I gave a lap
that
dance.
was me.
I gave a lap dance in Vegas in a Vegas show. And last, I like pineapple on everything.
You gave a lap dance in a Vegas show?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like a show that I booked a ticket for.
I believe that in a heartbeat. It's the other ones I'm struggling with.
Never broke a bone in flag football. You've been playing for a long time, almost 17 years.
Almost, yeah, almost 17 years. Yeah.
Where are you from? Where were you born?
Boston, so Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3.
Yeah, I'm taking pineapple.
Pineapple on everything. Pineapple on everything.
Pineapple's delicious, so I'm hoping it's 3 because then we can hang out, you know?
Pineapple on everything.
Here's the thing. I have gone to dinner with you, Mike, many times. And I feel
you would know.
you like pineapple. But do you want it on everything? That's what I'm having trouble with.
That's
you
true.
have such a wide range of tastes.
Yeah.
Pineapple on everything. Pineapple on everything. I think I'm going to say that you haven't broken a bone.
Okay.
Because you've played for as long as you have. Maybe you have broken a bone. You just don't know about it. But I think it's number 1. Okay. James, you say?
I say 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I say 3.
Okay. 1, 3, and 3. Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell us what's up.
All right. So should I tell you the lie first?
Tell us the 2 truths.
Oh, the truth. Okay. So I love pineapple on everything. Pizza, on a burger, chicken, steak, whatever you could do. I love it. Like I do pineapple casserole. That's my favorite thing ever. So I love pineapple. That's the number 1 thing. The other thing is I did give a lap dance in a Vegas show. I got called up on my favorite show called Absent. It was awesome. I was me and some other guy, and the guy was like cracking up. I was like, "Oh, you better be dancing well." I'm like, "All right." So I gave this lady a lap dance right in front of everybody. They thought it was like a whole setup thing. Like, no, they just called us up. So that was hilarious. And the last was I did break my nose in flag football, and I got a concussion. It was really bad, but yeah, that was the lie. So I did break something. That was it. Yeah, and it happened last year. So that's the first time I broke something that long. So I never broke my leg, nothing like that. Just my nose. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Absent,
yeah.
Is a great show.
Oh, you've been there? Oh,
I know exactly what
awesome.
you did now.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That was hilarious, dude. I was wearing my Louboutins. He's like, look at this guy dressed up in all things. Yeah, you already know that guy. He's hilarious, right?
Of course.
So it was great. That was awesome.
It makes me happy that James and George, you just met Mike and you knew not to choose option number 2.
We saw the video.
That was definitely a truth.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Knowing this guy, he was the show. Tried to hire him. Probably.
I thought it would be difficult to break something in flag football, but I didn't think about the nose. It's actually pretty.
Yeah. So me and my buddy, it was crazy. So we were going for the ball. I mean, I don't remember it. I had a concussion, but they told me and him just ran. He had his head right into my face and he just went, and I just went, boop. That was bad. Yeah. And I had my nose cracked this way and then I got it fixed. But Yeah, it was bad scene, you know. Yeah.
All
Good
right.
times.
Beautiful.
All right, Anthony.
All right, here we go. Do not read the comments
Oh, yeah, that would probably
because there's a few people
probably
who
refrain from
know
commenting then.
the answer to this. Let's see. Mike, somebody, Lola guessed number 3 for you. And hey, though. Angela, also number 3. Man, you fooled them. Okay. Ready, everyone? 2 truths and a lie on my sticky note.
All right.
Number 1, I have never cracked any mobile device since I've had a mobile device. I've never cracked
Impossible.
the screen or like the back of the thing. I've never cracked it. I'm really trying to sell these to you. Number 2, one time I bought a cactus at Ames. And if anybody doesn't know what Ames is, you're either not from New England or you're very young. One time I bought a cactus from Ames and it's still alive. Did you guys have Ames where you lived?
No, but I know what it is.
Okay. Ames is, it's kind of like today's Target or like a Walmart type of thing. I once bought a store. I didn't buy a store. That'd be great though. I bought a cactus at Ames and it's still alive today. Number 3, I have never had a car that's been totaled. Never. I've never totaled a car. I've never had a car that's been totaled. Gentlemen.
True.
I say 1 is a lie.
I say 1 is a lie. There is.
Yeah. There's no way. Good for you if you did, but there's no way.
It's possible not to crack a device. I've cracked almost several of the ones that I've owned throughout my life.
Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone right now.
Actually, yeah.
Like,
Where's your phone at?
Yeah, what does your phone look like right now?
Okay.
Oh, you got a pretty hefty case on there, though.
Yeah,
So you
right?
seem like a protection guy. Oh, and there's padding in the back? You got airbags and
shoot.
stuff?
Airbags.
Maybe. I'm going to be the outlier and say you've totaled a car.
Mike?
We will see.
I'm going with the phone.
No, I said 1. I said 1.
Yeah. We both went with the phone.
Okay. Let's get on the spot here. Tell everybody at home. I have never cracked any device.
Oh my god.
What?
I haven't.
That's crazy.
Possible.
I haven't. Nothing.
That's crazy.
I'm very gentle. Despite
You're very careful.
I am docile
Which-
and gentle.
Actually,
I want to shout out to people Nifty G at the Jimmy case. These are made in Glendale, California. I've had 3 of these cases, and that's part of the reason that my stuff's never cracked before. These work really well. Not sponsored. They're just really good. I did buy a cactus one time at Ames when I was, I think, probably 7 or 8 years old. And it lives at one of my grandmother's houses, and it's taller than I am, and it has a child now. Ames went out of business, I want to say, around 2000, maybe sooner.
Yeah.
But so, okay, I have had a car totaled. I didn't total it, but I have had a car totaled. I was dating a girl at the time, and it was a freak accident, and she ended up totaling my car, and it's totally fine. Not the car, he was. It was my second minivan when I was learning, first driving. I had minivans and I had van sneakers, so it just kind of made sense. But the car was in fact totaled, and that's what it was.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
How about that device, huh?
Yeah.
I knew
Hopefully
it.
breaks tomorrow.
George got that.
God, don't curse me, Mike. All right. Looks like it's a tie. Mike, you know what? If we're playing by golf rules, you win. We could just go with that for the day. Let's see. Yes, it does. Yeah, so I think that's pretty crazy though. Like literally, I rue every time I drop my phone. I think I take that for granted. because you never know. I always think, I'm one of the, how do I put this? Okay. I don't know if anybody out there remembers a guy named Stephen Ridley. He played running back for the Patriots and then Steelers for a little bit. And man, okay, when it comes to trying to protect the phone, I'm like him with a football. It's like, and it falls, and you never know. Today is going to be the day, and today has never been that day for anything. iPads, like 6 different iPhones, nothing. Wow. And it saved me a buttload of money too.
I think I dropped the phone. Of course, I'm going to do it in 10 minutes, but I think I dropped the phone less now. I mean, knock on wood. I don't feel like I dropped the phone these days, but when we first started getting devices, I feel like it slipped out of my hand every 5 seconds. I just don't think we were used to
flat phone
things around that big. They started getting bigger. So I think that's definitely diminished a lot, but it doesn't hurt to have a nice case that absorbs the shock.
Yeah. And if you did drop a phone before smartphones, it was fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless it was a razor, then
that's when they didn't cost that.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it was like the 200. You would get a free phone after
we wouldn't have cared if we would have dropped those phones.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, let's see if anybody out there has any questions for the guys. Comment with them right now. Otherwise, guys, if you have any questions for each other, ask away.
No, I think I need to get back to LA, and we all need to have that barbecue and golf round. And
yes.
So wait, golf? Why? Are you talking about mini golf, or are you talking about?
No, and I don't know if Anthony is or not, but we golf.
Golf, nice.
We've been trying to plan an outing for a minute, and life has just interjected, I think.
That's awesome.
I've been playing more now because golf courses were the only things that were open, and it's like the perfect social distancing sport because you never have to touch anyone or anything but your own stuff. So
yeah.
It's
video
nice.
On your Instagram. That was pretty nice chip.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah.
No, it's always a 50-50 chance whether it's going straight or to any other direction. Or backwards.
Backwards, yeah. Let's see. We have a question. I think this is an open play right here. Guys, what shade of denim should I pair with a navy blue shirt? Light wash, dark wash, help.
Depends on the shade of navy, right? I mean, if it's dark navy, probably a light wash. If it's light navy, you probably want to go dark.
Yeah.
I feel like during the day, light denim's cool. During the night, dark denim's probably a go-to. As long as the navy shirt has like some sort of contrast to the dark or the light. So the light obviously has contrast, but if your dark wash is like the same dark wash as your navy shirt, you better make sure that fit is perfect.
Yeah, I would do probably maybe like a nice gray. If you can do gray denim with that, that'd be really nice.
Gray.
That's my
Don't sleep on who is it? Duke colors. Duke's white and blue, right?
Duke is white and blue.
Yeah,
white denim.
White denim.
White denim.
Something like that, and maybe you can do some kind of like a tan leather shoe, or even like a fun like a suede boot with that. Like a tan suede boot would be really cool. I like that. Do you guys have any go-to outfits for right now yourselves?
Gym shorts and running shoes.
Yeah, I've been in white tennies and shorts and polos and short sleeve shirts this whole past month and a half, 2 months.
Same thing, man. Just shorts, t-shirts.
Shorts and t-shirts. Yeah.
And my Puma sneakers, and that's it.
I know, right? Are this everybody's sneakers that they wear outside sitting next to the door right now?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Some flip-flops and some flip-flops too. That's it.
Yeah, flip-flops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling sandals hard this year. I've never been a sandals guy, but I got this really nice tan pair. It's like a slide from Vionic. And I used to think Vionic was kind of like an orthopedic brand, but they have shocked me with this design. And James, the power of good design is enough to sway, public opinion. So I'm really excited to try these sandals. It's a good departure from like a Birkenstock, which we've been doing for the last few years. And
are you referring to like a true sandal, like a leather top?
Yeah.
Straps? Yeah, they're actually that's going to be pretty big in the next
Yeah.
year. Plus, they've been showing a lot of those.
It's comfortable as
Yeah.
well. I mean, because sandals themselves, unless they're designed poorly or properly, they don't really have much to offer in the wake of support.
Especially in designer too. There's always the slides. They're not comfortable, but they look good. That's all.
Yeah, right.
That's how it is.
Flat.
I use slides as like house slippers.
Yeah.
I wear them around the house.
Okay.
And
That's
then
good.
like obviously to the pool in our building too, but like
Is your pool open, by the way?
it's open until 6 p.m., but only 3 people can be in it at the time. And
Oh wow.
there's only one person allowed in the hot tub, so it's open, but they're like, just don't come. That's essentially what they're saying.
Yeah.
Basically.
Don't go.
Yeah.
You still over in the same place, George?
Yeah, we're still downtown on Hill and Pico.
So, I used to live a block from the Intercontinental where
Yeah.
here this morning we're watching TV and I'm like, hey, look at this. It's downtown LA. There's all these cars on fire and they pan away and I'm like, oh.
That's my building.
Thank God we moved.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were
That's
watching
awesome.
last night, and I was like, okay, they're 6 blocks away right now. And then the CNN reporter's like, well, the cops are pushing them south, and I'm like, I'm 6 blocks south. So like we were watching to make sure they don't like they made it to like 2 blocks away from us, but I mean, not luckily, but on our side of the street, there's not a lot of windows. It's like not very. There's a lot of the screens still on the buildings down here. It hasn't got quite like gentrified yet, because we're in like the South Park area. But yeah, I guess they're planning on more protests tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, up
Crazy.
here too. And I live in Mid-City, Los Angeles, Pan Pacific Park. They're coming up and over here, and I just hope everybody can be safe and peaceful, and really just spread a peaceful message of, hey, you guys got to fucking be better. Excuse my language, but
Yeah.
Hey James, isn't it in Colorado they're having something in the highways too?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. The last time we were watching that on the news, where downtown Denver was a lot more intense. I made a joke. I was talking about cannabis before. She's like, "Oh, is Denver?" I was like, "No, I was like, there's too much cannabis." Riled up, and literally 10 seconds later, she changed the channel, and I'm like, "Where's that?" She's like, "Downtown Denver." I was like, "Oh boy." So, I mean, I don't think really anywhere was immune to, the backlash from what happened, and I can't imagine it's going to stop for the next few days. So,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
I know. But like seriously though, enough is enough. I think we got to hold certain people responsible for individual actions, and shit's got to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop.
Something
Yeah, I don't want to end on a sad note. So
Somebody-
let's do this. Let's wrap things up by James. We'll start with you. We'll end with Mike. Let's wrap things up. Let's give everybody at home one piece of fashion advice from our individual experiences, whether it's your perfect outfit, your go-to outfit, something you're looking forward to, spring or summer. Let's do that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. James, let's start with you.
I'll just go with my golden rule is my number one rule in fashion is there really are no more rules. And that means no more worrying about what the general rules supposedly are. If it looks good and feels good and you feel great, then it's probably great. And that is what I always tell anybody when they ever ask advice. If you think it looks great and someone at least gives you a second opinion, they think it looks great, probably looks great. Don't try to play by the rules. There are no more rules. Those are gone.
And then also, James, from you, what's your favorite Nifty Genius piece for spring summer 2020?
Oh man.
Sorry.
We actually made a small collection of knit button-down shirts that are probably the best things that we've done, I think, since we started.
You mean the one that I'm wearing?
No, that's a stretch seersucker print. We have a whole line of those too. No, those knit button-downs are incredible.
I'm on the site right now looking for them.
So it says it's under dress shirts for the 2 long sleeves, even the short sleeve. One comes in pink, one comes in. Actually, George, you would love them. I was just thinking about you when I was saying. And then there's a striped navy and white one as well. It's just a basic navy Oxford. They're awesome. When you read the description, it kind of talks about the fabric. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, George, you're up.
Okay, so I think that fit is the only thing that really matters in fashion. And not to say things have to be slim, skinny, wide, whatever. I think there's proportions that can make any aesthetic look good, but I feel like you need to understand what those aesthetics are to make sure you wear them properly. And then, like James said, if you look good and you feel good and you wear something with confidence, chances are people are going to realize that you feel good and look good in it, so it looks good. If you wear something without confidence and you don't feel comfortable in something, it's going to look bad no matter how good it fits, no matter how much money you spent on it. So, feel comfortable in your own skin, wear what makes you feel good, and, make sure your fit is thoughtful.
Love that. Mike?
I want to take a little bit from James too as well. I mean, I always believe, man, you got to be the peacock in the room. You just got to stick out just a little bit. I even say, even if you don't feel comfortable, just you got to have the confidence that you do. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like hard to say to yourself. Your brain always tells you to protect yourself, right? It always tells you like you can't do this because it doesn't look right. But I just say you just try it, man. Because the thing, you just got to try things outside the box. And then, sometimes being the peacock in the room is not a bad thing. It really isn't.
I love that. I would say mine would be, if you're in a pinch. Okay, so in a post-COVID world, when people are running late, this has helped me quite a bit. I don't think there's anything easier to combine than a clean white top and a pair of black bottoms. So one thing that I love to wear is like my white Nifty Genius polo, or super breathable, or just like a nice clean white V-neck or Henley with a pair of black denim and like a white pair of sneakers, or, this summer, maybe like that tan pair of slides. The monochrome will save your life. You don't have to think twice about it. Just make sure that shirt is clean, no wrinkles, run out the door. You are good.
Bravo.
Hell yeah. And with that, gentlemen, I think we're ready to sign off. I want to thank you all so much for being here. This was so much fun. I hope you had a good time getting to know each other, and I hope everybody at home had a good time getting to know these 3 fellas up here. Until next week, we'll say goodbye. So thanks everybody for signing on.
Nice meeting you guys. Be safe, guys. Thank you.
Take it easy.